We're going to try to do with beta today what we did with alpha at our last lesson. So you can view the last lesson, it's been uploaded. It took about a half hour to do it with alpha, and we just didn't think we'd be able to get beta to do it. So we just said, well, let's wait till next time. So here comes beta. We've got the gates open. We're at our tacking area. This is alpha, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. But I think he wants to get alpha into the tacking area, and then beta is more likely to just go in. Also today I brought a cane. It's hanging over there by the railroad tie in case we need it to get beta on to touch him on his neck and get him to stop.
Yeah, they're going that way.
Yeah, there's a cane hanging right there if we need it. But let's just do it the way we did it last time. With repetition, they'll be more inclined to just do it. They're just wondering, what do we want them to do? Okay, there goes beta, thinking about it. Yes. Okay. Beta went into his tacking area. So we'll close the gate. Alpha will stay out here nearby. I do have a visitor coming here in about a half hour who may be interested in helping us do these training tests in the future. We'll see. Look who else has come to watch. The goats. Okay, so I'm going to walk over here now. It's not too hot yet. That's why we're doing this at 9 o'clock in the morning. But it's hard when the sun's in our eyes. So from this side, with the sun behind my back, I'll show you what Beta's willing to do. He's actually anxious to get out. No, he's not being willing to learn and do right yet, but he will. You'll see. It just takes him a little longer. Okay, we've got him standing there because Tavis knows how to signal him that we're going to be putting some tack on him by touching his neck. And we have the saddle pad that we put on Alpha's back last time. We're going to put it on Beta's back. We're getting him used to being ready to be ridden. Kids up to about 100 pounds can easily ride alpacas. So we've done it in the past. We did it months ago. It's almost summer. I think we're going to be doing it again and maybe riding up the Rancho's trails safely. But we needed repetition. Will they let us put things on their back? Will they ground drive when somebody's on their back? We still have a lot of their fur spread out around here. We have to try to clean this up this weekend. We are so fortunate that we were able to, with Matthew and Tavis's help and Jennifer, shear the alpaca boys. It took at least an hour per alpaca. And we had a tarp on the ground, so we were able to save all of the fur. It's in a flip-in in black plastic bags, ready to be processed when I can finally get to it. I kind of know how to do it. I want to show you how I'm gonna do it, or try to do it, but there just hasn't been time yet. We clipped their toenails. I think we gave them their worm medicine because we don't have the tube here anywhere, and the person that might remember is coming here, but later. Okay, and Tavis is just using a scissors, kind of, a clipper, not an automatic clipper, to get some of the more of the long hairs off of Beta. We show you every step of the way. We show you what works and doesn't work. We keep telling you what we're trying to do. Perceived purpose. Beta's being real good. As you can see, he's behaving. The goats are over there trying to bite at the saddle blanket. They do, by nature, gnaw a lot. I had a vacuum cleaner in my garage, and they managed to gnaw through the cord, which we have to fix. We're going to try to fix that this weekend. It is fixable, according to Tavis. They don't mean to be naughty. They just mean to be who they are. And we just have to understand who they are. And if we don't want them to do something, we have to let them know in a training method. I've bred, raised, and trained Morgan horses and mini cows for decades. I've worked with alpacas for about 3 years now, and with goats, only less than a year so far. But they're all livestock, various sizes. They have minds and bodies. I think that one of the goats just pulled something back. I'm not sure what it was. Is there an issue?
Yeah, it was one of the helmets.
Okay, he doesn't mean to be naughty. I know that. He just doesn't know what the right answer is. Okay, well, Beta is slip-tied here, but I'm gonna close this gate. Oh, he got a helmet. Yeah, because we definitely will be wearing helmets if we're on their backs. Push it over a little bit to the right so he can't reach through the whole can. Okay, I think that will be good. So our objective today is to get the saddle blanket on his back, to lead line him to our nearby training area, which is enclosed by portable panels, and then to bring him back here, and he's going to get a grade. I always grade my animals when I'm trying to teach them. I believe very much in that kind of evaluation feedback. He's somewhat stressed, as you can see, but he realizes he's tethered. But he is pulling back. We're just trying to finish up a little bit of clipping here. I'm very proud of our team. last weekend. I didn't get to video it. I tried to, but the battery was not on and I didn't know it. And quite frankly, I had a health alert last weekend. It was a little bit warmer than it is today, and I was in the sun and I literally passed out. Last year, in the middle of the summer, when we were doing videos of our alpaca training, I had a heat exhaustion episode. It took me about 3 or 4 hours to get normal again. I'm going to go over here, having just talked about heat exhaustion with the sun on my back, and stand in the shade. I have to think ahead. And there's Alpha standing next to a tree, being close to his buddy Beta, but not looking in on him at this moment. You can see by the position of his back legs, he's not relaxed. But he's not struggling, a little bit with his head. And again this morning in the news, we are all being warned that this is going to be a record-breaking El Nino and that the heat will be tremendous pretty soon, which is a reason to schedule things early in the morning. I am planning on bringing some of my large farm animals here from my 20-acre ranch where I have a sanctuary, and this is a sanctuary site as well. And I'm going to use this shelter as a place for them to be corralled up, have water and feed, and have access to the big pasture, which this weekend we're going to try to turn on the irrigation. As you can see, it's still green, but it needs to be mowed. The irrigation risers need to be cleaned out because they're full of weeds. And then with my 5,000-gallon tank, we can keep this big pasture pretty much green if we schedule the irrigation 3 times a day. Early in the morning, like around 7, midday, like around noon, and then just before dark, like around 7. I have enough water in the tank so that it doesn't go empty if I schedule my irrigation with that kind of schedule. My well is good, and I would love to have another tank so I could be doubled up, but I don't believe that's going to happen this year. This used to be an equipment storage area, and that equipment is now being stored at my 20-acre ranch nearby, so it can be used for shelter for our livestock. Beta's being good. I don't have my clicker on my left wrist because it had fallen off of its clip and didn't have the time to get it back on. If I had my clicker right now on my left wrist, I'd click. That means to him that he's giving us the right answer. Okay, we're getting some long hairs behind his ears. That day that we were shearing, that was a big job. I'm glad we don't have to do that more than once a year. But the reason we have to do it is because alpacas are not used to being in warm weather. And so they don't naturally drop their fur when the weather gets warm. We just have to give them a shearing so that they can stay healthy during the summer. There's a little bit of a breeze, which is good. My cordless shearer clippers worked really good last weekend. Thank goodness I had 2 batteries because I had misplaced the charger. I have since found it, and it's back in the container for the clippers, and will be better prepared to clip both boys and any other alpacas that we might have by then next spring. Now he's moving them over. He's being good. It's a good boy, Beta. That's a good alpaca. His ears are back, but he doesn't seem stressed. He doesn't seem worried. Now, will he allow us to put the saddle blanket on his back and walk him into the training area, which is nearby, and zigzag and go along the fence and whatever it takes to get him used to moving in a requested direction with something on his back. And then you see over there in that plastic bag, there are 2 logs in it. We can, as a next step, put the logs, drape it over the back, and walk around again. Because we're trying to simulate the situation where we'll have a rider, a child rider on the back. There'll be a lot of practice. You can see how much is being sheared off today with just a pair of scissors. My little min pin is not out here today. But we do have now a buggy that we can bring him out with. Now, what happened to Alpha? I don't see him, and I don't see the goats. Oh, the goats are over by the house. I can see their tails wagging. And I think Alpha is probably grazing here in the training area, but I don't see him. I'll keep a watchful eye. Where did Alpha go? Maybe he's on the other side of that panel. We've got a feeder there. We don't use it at this time for feeding any livestock, but it's a good place to put some of our tack, like our lariats and our helmets and our ropes. And we also keep our tack in just a lidded garbage can. Kind of looking around to see where is Alpha. I'm gonna carefully walk over here, and I'll be in the sun, but it's not excruciatingly hot yet. Oh, there he is. Okay. I always want to know where my animals are. Green grass, and he's enjoying himself. That's good. The goats are over there in that lattice enclosed panel area. They like to hang out there. I have a camera so that I can know that they're there when they are there. I have a light on it at night. If they're there as the sun goes down, I can locate them. But once the sun goes down, they pretty much go to these sheds back here and hang out with the alpaca boys. They even have fun with them. Last night, all four of them were running together, here, there, and around the sheds. That was a loud noise. See, if we're out there on the ranchos trails and something like that happens, the alpaca boys might get worried, they might spook. So we're going to be doing a lot of training out there. You're a good boy, Beta. You're a good alpaca. So far, he's getting an A. I am a credentialed math teacher and been tutoring math for decades. I read an article yesterday that said that the public schools have been very lax in grading, giving teachers the right to grade a student for what they're doing. And that's going to be serious, in my opinion. I intend to go to the nearby secondary schools here and alert them to the fact that I will be tutoring starting this summer to give students a head start on the fall. But I feel that it's essential to have communication link with the individuals who will follow up after the student gets tutoring from me. I need to make sure that there is somebody there to encourage the student to follow up, do the practice. Then the next time I see them, I can evaluate whether or not they've learned how to do it. His tail is getting clipped right now. Davis is evaluating his fleece. Have we clipped enough? We did a lot with the electric shearers last weekend. Oh, kicking out a little bit. That's not good. No, that makes it an A minus. Kicking out again. They don't like to be touched on their legs. I'm okay on them having some fleece on their legs. I'm not worried about that. Their neck, their back, their bellies, their chest, that I was worried about. The nights have been not too hot, not too cold. Now, as the summer goes on, will the nights be hot like the days? I don't think so. But they won't be cold, so I won't worry about the alpacas being cold without their fleece. Good boy. I should have taken the time to get my clicker connected. When we upload, Tavis helped me do it. I like to carry it on my wrist and have it available to click and let them know if they're giving us the right answer. Just to give you an idea what we're up against, look at that grass. It's almost as high as the railroad ties are high. We've got a lot of mowing to do and weed whacking to do. Uh-oh, he's going down. He thinks if he goes down, he's giving us the right answer, even though we didn't ask him to. It took us a while to teach Beta to Kush to go down on request, but once he learned it, he was very good at it. Very handsome. You can see that his demeanor is pretty passive. Right now he's saying, wait a minute, what are you doing? And he's pulling back a little bit. I have seen on YouTube videos owners of alpacas using shears, scissors, to clip the whole body. That must take them a long, long time. Little bit of resistance here, because looks like Tavis wants to clip him around his mouth.